get your take on Apple as a company and the outlook for its share price. Shares down 1.2% yesterday off the back of the news that it's launching lots of new services, one of which is a TV streaming service. Interesting to note that Netflix shares closed up 1.5%. City AM front page has got a picture of Tim Cook on the front, calling him the television man. They've got Oprah Winfrey, Steven Spielberg, Jennifer Aniston, big names in Hollywood and elsewhere to help them. What do you think?
All you need to know is I am an Apple shareholder.
Okay,
and that
fine.
should give you enough confidence.
Good to know.
I better tell you that.
Are you going to remain one?
I am definitely remain. I can't buy enough of it. Well, look, if it goes back to where the share price was last year, I'd get a 25% return, even if that took 2 years. Better than in the bank account. But not only that, the big story I don't think was Apple TV. Yes, they've got all these stars, they're going to make great content and people might subscribe. That's not the big story. They also announced the credit card in partnership with Goldman Sachs. And you know what the great thing about that was? It was actually no fees. There's all sorts of, it's cheap as chips. And they're really focused on cutting down debt for millennials who love Apple. Obviously, I'm in that group. And that's going to help them because they're not going to charge all these extortionate fees, and you're going to know more easily what kind of interest rates you're paying and try and guide you towards paying less interest and having less debt. I think their credit card, finance, money, trillions they could grab given their brand name, that brand extension into finance, Apple into finance, they're not been in finance. That's actually, I think, the killer story.
It's been around for a long time.
Well, they're not being into finance in the credit card industry. You know,
exactly.
This kind of processing one thing, now they're extending into owning the credit card company as well. So they're not just going to process the transactions, they're going to make even more money. And don't forget, Apple Pay hasn't really taken off the way, obviously, you know, Visa and MasterCard still own this space. So they've got this
It's quite interesting, though, because, sorry, I'm interrupting you. We had lots of views from our viewers yesterday on this story because it was going to be announced as it was announced, and we were saying, you know, what do you think? Are you excited about Apple going into more services, streaming, that kind of thing? Most of them came back with quite a negative view, actually, saying we're going to have to pay more for it, we're going to be locked in and this and that.
So you
don't have to, it's true, but it's quite interesting the perception out there was more negative than positive about Apple as a brand and what it stands for.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a no-brainer, but given that...
But you're saying
people are so locked in.
As a fund manager,
listen,
Apple,
I whinge every time I get an upgrade.
Well,
absolutely. You buy into Apple all day long, not a problem. But what I'm saying is, yeah, sure, I whinge every time I've got to pay £1,000. Got to pay £1,000 for a phone, but I love it and I've got to use it, and I do most of my work on it nowadays rather than on PC. So yes, you'll get a lot of complaints.
Have you tried a Huawei phone?
I haven't, because I like to keep my communications to myself.
They're launching new services today in Paris later, but anyway, that's
I've heard they're rather good.